Hello, everyone. This is the study question review for reading 20, Sermon on the Mount. This is chapters 5 through 7 of the Gospel according to Matthew in the New Testament. And it is a very famous section. It is the most comprehensive statement of the ethics of Jesus that you'll find. There's another version of it in the Gospel according to Luke. If you know the New Testament, there's four different books that all are or purport to be the Jesus story. The first three are quite similar to each other. The fourth, the Gospel of John, is different. It was written later and it seems to be from a different tradition within the early Christian community. But there's a gospel, excuse me, there's a Sermon on the Mount in the Gospel of Luke, which is similar to what this is here, but shorter and in important ways different. If you are a Christian or interested in Christian, ethics, it's a good thing to look at both versions. But this is the version, the more complete and longer version from the Gospel of Matthew, and it really is, I think, one of the most interesting texts in all of religion, I would say, um, just because of the kind of things it says. I mean, some of the things it says are so wild that I can only ask what your interpretation is, and I have no idea. Jesus says, number one, if your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It's better for you to lose one of your members, one of your bodily parts, than to have your whole body thrown into Gehenna, which is hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off, throw it away. It's better for you to lose one of your members and have your whole body go into Gehenna, into hell. And the only question I have is the only question I ever have about this, and that is it meant to be taken literally? I think I've asked that question to hundreds of students over the years. And very few of them say that it's meant to be taken literally. Most of them say that it's clearly not. It's meant to be well, I don't know what it's meant to be. What do you think? I mean, is it an exaggeration for the sake of emphasis? Is it meant to be shocking but not to be taken literally? I've had a few students over the years who said, "No, this is literally. You should really do this." I don't know. My answer is I don't know. I don't know how to take it, but then I don't know how to take most of the things that Jesus says in the Gospels. I have no idea. But it is certainly a very provocative thing to say, whether it's meant to be taken literally or not. Number two, Jesus says to his followers, offer no resistance to one who is evil. Is this good advice? Why or why not? Well, I think my reading of it always is that there's no question about whether or not it's meant to be taken literally. I think it's straightforward. It is. Obviously, other people may have different interpretive opinions about it. So I think it says offer no resistance to one who is evil. I think that it goes along with if somebody strikes you on the one cheek, offer him the left or the other one also, right? That sort of thing. I mean, I take it that's what he means, and I could be wrong, but I think its meaning is fairly straightforward. The question I have is whether it's good advice. That's a big question. What are the path of non-resistance? Giving up even the traditional response of self-defense is good advice. I don't know. It would take somebody a lot deeper than me to come up with an assessment of that. I just think it's an obvious question whether this is actually good advice. Number three, what do you think Jesus means when he says, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be"? If my understanding is this comes in the passage where he's talking about riches and earthly things and how they get eaten up by moths and rust. So material things are not where your heart should be, not where your treasure should be. Treasure should be in the spiritual things. That is what you value, whether you value riches or whether you value spiritual things. There's where your heart will be. Right. That's where you'll gravitate towards. I think it's another warning against worldliness and becoming attached to material things. That's what I always took it to mean, but it's an interpretation. Number four, when Jesus says, "Learn from the way the flowers grow," what does he mean? This is in the very, very provocative section. But consider the lilies of the field; they neither sow nor reap, yet your God God takes care of them, don't you think he'll take care of you? I mean, that's where he says, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. The O ye of little faith in the famous King James Version translation. I think it's a very, very daring, radical thing to say to anybody is basically don't be a practical person. Be an impractical person. Practical people are laying up treasure, saving, being prudent, all the things that we're told to do. And here's Jesus saying, don't do them. So I don't know what again, I'm assuming that I know what he means and that he's speaking literally. When he says to cut off your hand if it offends you, I'm not so sure he's speaking literally. But when he says that you should, not worry about tomorrow and have faith that God will take care of you, it seems to me that he is speaking very straightforwardly and literally. So really the question I suppose is whether it's good advice again. And that's the question I asked in number 5. Considered as a whole, if we consider all the things that he says in the Sermon on the Mount, is it good advice? Is it a livable ethic? Is it a livable, practical way to live your life? I don't know. I know that most of the people I know don't live this way. I know that almost no one does, and a lot of them are Christians, so it's all very puzzling. So I don't know what the answer is. That's why I asked the question.